Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It's a wonderful Monday, December 6th. We had a little spinning top, basically, a doji. Basically, we didn't go anywhere. We did close down, slightly down. So, I think we are certainly appearing to put in a top right here, at least a short-term top. I do believe tomorrow will be a nice red day down. I don't know how deep, but I do believe it's going to be a nice pretty red day for us bears. There's a lot of support right there at that 1200. Not only is it coming in right here with the 1-2 double top area there, it also, this here is a necktie of support coming in for the 20 moving average and the 10 moving average right around 1201. So should we fall down tomorrow, that's probably about as deep as I could see us going in one day. And I'm not saying that we're going to drop 200 points tomorrow, but I do expect a red day tomorrow. We did have a slight red day today, but I do expect more to come tomorrow. I know that after hours, the market has been bouncing around, up 1 point, down 1 point. It's basically flat, and this is after the announcement that Obama is going to extend the Bush tax cuts. Now, that should be positive news for the market, and if we do not gap up tomorrow and break above this overhead resistance, that tells me that they have no intention of taking it up any further, that they're going to sell it off first, because they have every opportunity. Now they've got the good news with the Bush tax credits being extended. We're in December, which is historically light volume because of the holidays. They have all the POMO money that they want. So, there's no excuse for them not to gap it up here and take out this top unless they just don't want to. And I don't believe it's because they can't, because I believe they can. I believe they can use that monopoly money in the pre-market session, gap it up above there, and believe me, if you gap it up above there, you're going to hit a ton of buy stops, and you're going to take it on up to easily 1250 or even higher. But I think they have it planned that they are going to take it down. One of the reasons for it is, I think that the Cobra had on his site that the put to call ratio is very heavily on the call side right now, and they're not going to pay out to these people, so they've got to take it down to get some of these calls out of the market. And I think that it is looking a lot like similar to this April high, and like the I believe the ISE. Let's see, go over here to his yes, the ISEE reading here is looking very similar to it as well. I'll let you read Cobra's site and go over and read it yourself, but he did a good post tonight. But clearly, there's all kinds of reasons for that it should be down tomorrow. This VIX chart that he posted, man, this says a lot right here. Clearly, black bar, okay, black bar, VIX exploding afterwards, black bar, VIX exploding afterwards. Black bar, VIX did go up a little bit, and that was kind of a fluke, but the rest of them, as you can see, for the most part, black bars do usually make turning points, but anyway, I'll let you read his chart as well. But what I'm seeing here is, it looks very, very much to me like we should go down and at least tag this 1200 area. And if we do continue down, that should just be our first stop. We should probably go down most of this week and maybe retest this 1173 area before resuming back up into the end of the year. So yeah, we'll probably get a Santa rally, but I think it's going to be after we go down first. I don't think it's coming from here. I think we need to go down. And So I think this is going to roll over, just like it's looking like it's, it's above 80 right now, and it is hooking. It's not rolling over yet, but I do believe we're going to roll over and go down for a few days this week. I don't know how this week is going to end up, but I wouldn't doubt that it ends up negative. But as far as short term as for tomorrow, it's a little mixed there. The 60-minute charts on the shorter time frame, the MACDs are burying themselves with not really any signs of turning back up just yet. But the longer term time frame still is moving up. So that's something to be considered, meaning that this could continue up and roll back into positive territory and put in a smaller histogram tower to the positive side. That's a possibility. Or it could just keep right on going down. Now, since I'm thinking that tomorrow will be a negative day, I think this thing is just going to continue down all day. I don't think it's going to go up and then back down. I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to go down all day. I think we're going to see this start to roll over for the days out. So, again, I think this is going to roll over and take us down here. I don't know if it's going to happen on one day, but I think we're headed to this 1200 level, at least, as the first stop. We are only oversold here on the histogram towers, and we're not really oversold on the MACDs. We're overbought on them, if anything, because they're up way too high. As you can see, this could clearly go down and go negative, and that could take several days to get down. If it did it the same as this right here, it could be headed down for several days until it gets down to negative 7.5. So that could take us all week long, to go down that low. Very similar to what we had right here. This was quite a decent move down, 1227 to 1173. Well, is that 60 some points or something like that? So, so it's a little misreading here on the 60 on how you read it. While on the very, very short term, it is a little bit oversold on the histogram towers, but it can get much, much deeper because it's overbought on the MACD, the moving averages, if that makes sense to you. And one of the most important things that you should definitely see here is how high this ADX line is. Talk about overheated. It's up here approaching 45. And the last time we had a top right here, if you go up, we were at positive 5 on the longer term MACDs, the 65, 90, and 12 period ones. And if you look here, we were at about 30 range there before we started down. So we're now up to 45. This is quite a bit higher and way overheated. This thing should definitely back down and allow this negative line to come up and this positive DI line to head back down to where at least where they meet, and then we'll see, evaluate it from there. But I definitely believe that that's going to cause the market to sell off tomorrow. I do not see it gapping up tomorrow. The fact that that news is already out and you don't see nothing going on in the after hours, that tells me that this tax credit, Bush tax credit's already factored in. And they have to gap above this level. If they really want to get above it, they have to gap above it significantly. And I just don't see that happening. If it happens, then yeah, we'll go on up. And this will keep right on going up. But personally, I don't see it happening. So that leaves the 30-minute right here as it wants to curl back up. I don't think it's going to. I think in the morning we're just going to continue roll back down. And I think this is still overbought, still can head down. I think same thing here, we're going to head down on this as well in the morning. And head down towards, I still think that 1200 level needs to be retested. So I think that's where we're going to head down to, at least. 15-minute chart really is not giving us anything. It's pretty clueless. The volume was just so dead today. The MACDs didn't even hardly register. The MACDs here didn't register, and the histogram tower bars didn't even hardly register. It's just such low volume is just absolutely nothing. So this pattern here is showing a triangle. an ascending triangle that it either has to break up and gap above all of this on the Bernanke news, or it has to fail and just gap down. And it's the two alternatives. It's obviously coming to an apex. It has nowhere to go. It's got to break out of it, and I believe it's going to be down. And okay, so I think that just about covers everything there on that. I will go over some other things on the blog. I had posted here a picture here about the train 1206. Tomorrow is supposed to be that bank run. It's supposed to be a bank run. People are trying to get people to take money out of their bank tomorrow. I don't think it's going to get much traction nationwide. I don't think it's going to affect the big banks any. But and I don't think that this is going to turn out to be anything. December 6th, that was today. I mean, it could indicate that was a top today. Very well could, and we'll have to see what happens. I definitely think we're going to go down tomorrow, regardless of the train. But this all really goes based upon a some type of false flag event. And what would that be? Well, that would probably be them trying to again get North Korea and South Korea to go to war with each other. They failed with the missile that they fired off towards Iraq, is what sources say. But so now they're working on North and South Korea, getting those guys to fight each other. And when we go over here to Benjamin Fulford's site, I think I've yet to find this post online. But I did find this one here, which was the one prior to it. I believe it's this one here. The North Korean attack linked to dismantling North Korean spy network in Japan. So I'm sorry if I'm mumbling. I'm just a little tired today. But anyway, this is I just copied it, did a search, and found it. And he goes into depth here that say that the powers that be, he's calling them the former powers that be, because they are struggling. They are really breaking up and having a hard time keeping it together as they split off into different factions and try to do their own thing. And this is an interesting read from Cliff over at Half Past Human, but it's about the response, and this is David Wilcock's response to Benjamin Fulford. I'll put this link on the blog for you guys to see, but this site's called Fun Factory. Okay, so, and this link here, this was the link here. This is David Rockefeller in the back picture, by the way, folks, for those of you who do not know. That's the 92-year-old man that pretty much is one of the key figures here in America. The Rockefeller family, well, they're the key figures in running this country. And this, of course, is Benjamin Fulford. But they're the ones that are in with the old world money, Rothschilds and Vanderbilts over in Europe, and but the Rockefellers have been running it for, I don't know, here in America, I guess 100 years. But anyway, I'm going to put this link up for you to read. It's too much really to go into, but there's a lot of good information here reading Benjamin's post as to what he's thinking is going on, as well as the comments from David Wilcock. And if you remember, David Wilcock is the reincarnation of Edgar Casey, who had over 12,000 visions, I guess, of which every one of them was right. 99.9% of them, I believe, were all related to helping others, health-related, laying down, leaving his body, going across the world, helping somebody out, writing them a letter, telling them back, hey, you've got cancer, blah, 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 here's what your doctor needs to do, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he died in the 40s here in America. He was, I believe, a Kentucky man. And but David Wilcock is pretty much his reincarnation. His link is on my site as well. But anyway, I'm going to put the link for this. But read this and read Cliff's response here on Half Past Human as well. So Anyway, I'm looking for a down day tomorrow, guys. Good luck, everyone.